advice. But you definitely maybe shouldn't be campaigning for it in terms of there's it allows for even a perception of corruption, right? And so, that's a beautiful thing that maybe isn't spoken to here, but is a big part of these flows too. But yeah, I'll shut up and.
Harold, I wanted to just pop in and say I have to go. I've got another commitment starting now, but I really enjoyed being on this call, and I definitely look forward to joining more of them. Like I said, I mean, so much of what you've been talking about, I'm really here and excited to learn about. That's like, I feel like the major reason I'm here as part of the Advocates program, and just in terms of like my own personal development and obviously how I can translate that into helping my community. So anyways, thank you all. And it was so great getting to meet you guys, and definitely will be joining the next one.
Yeah, beautiful to have you. Thank you kindly for shutting me up. And no, I'm glad we got the chance to get this across to you a little bit. And yeah, hopefully there's a whole lot of overlaps there for us both to play on. Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks so much, Harold.
Yeah. Have a beautiful day. Thank you kindly.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know, Doc, if that was useful to you as well. Um, maybe you've seen it a couple of times now over these weeks. But yeah, I don't know. How do you guys feel about maybe amending or adding a few things to make it look like a more of a standard of procedures uh, for someone like Andrej and other folks to then iterate on or just at least be exposed to as a first issue? How do you feel? I think you sound like you're drowning or something, Doc. Hopefully it's not the case. But yeah, I figured this document's numbered and everything. It may be good. I mean, there's numbers all over it. I mean, like a standard of procedures maybe would have. You think it's maybe viable?
Is this any better, or do I still sound like I'm drowning? Because if I sound like I'm drowning, I'm kind of like nervous. um,
You're still a little like muffled, kinda like you're on a walkie-talkie, but we can hear you.
okay, perfect. So I think it's my car's mic muffling me a bit. To be honest, I had to hop on the road, but I still wanted to make sure I was in here for the call. Um, but yeah, every time I look at that document, it starts making more and more sense to me with the way it's laid out. I've just been thinking about how we can maybe. I want to keep the. I really like the idea of using the native terminology and everything, and I honestly think it's a big part of Stax Advox now. So I don't think like changing that up inside Advox is super necessary. Um, but as I was saying, sorry, trying to focus on the road too. But as I was saying, use that forward-facing content. I mean, if I'm starting to grasp it, though, I think it should be fairly easy for most to grasp that aspect.
Yeah, or you've just endured me too many times now, and it's sunk in over many reps. Um, you might be falling victim to what Hero fell victim to. But yeah, as we lost our freshest eyes, right? That might maybe not speak to some of its true outward facing capacities. But thank you kindly for the vote of confidence nonetheless. But but I think for some of this stuff, right? Uh, there's going to be a lot of new stuff. Like there's no way of doing something innovative if you think about it without introducing a fair amount of new stuff. So we kind of have to temper our expectations to some degree, but I don't want to lose sight of accessibility and digestibility either. But man, to be honest, like you saw myself, like when trying to even explain this out of context to some of the other important ethos or understandings of elections and selections, consensus versus majority vote, perceptions of corruption, all these different things, right? It's hard not to kind of include some of that to make it make sense. When or if you're just in an organic conversation, especially. Uh, but to have something hyper focused, as you mentioned, about decision making, somebody knows that this is what they're coming into. Hopefully, it's clear enough. I think there's a lot of extra in this document that is trying to explain what's going on, qualify it almost. A lot of that can probably is what you wouldn't see in a standard of procedures. So maybe this is what gets taken out of this document and the skeleton that's left for somebody like Andre to we can put on a base document, whatever's left of it, and then work from there with Andre to have a good first issue. Hopefully, sometime this week. I'll try to get the base document done today. I'll try to get I guess, do we want to wait for this issue to go up first? In the meantime, get ready for like take initiative on some of the other issues, as you mentioned, Hero. I don't know how you want to go about this. We kind of had a redirection from Haas, I guess, when you think about it, in terms of a good first issue is in reference to the standard of procedures. Which is one of the only issues that we hadn't had fleshed out yet. But it's kind of hard to resist that it did sound like a good first issue. So I don't know. How do you still want to go about that way, guys? It's already 2:40. Golly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Touchdown.
You're breaking up for me. Is anybody else hearing them clearer?
Breaking up as well for me, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe or maybe write in the chat if you're having too bad of connection problems. We don't want to lose what you're trying to say. Sorry, Doc.
We also don't want him typing in the chat if he's driving.
I didn't catch that. No, don't type in the chat. Don't type in the chat. I'm one of those weirdos who like won't let folks text when they're driving with me. But I'm like, we're going damn near 100 miles per hour, about 3 inches away from other 1,000-pound hunks of steel. I'm pretty sure it's a bad idea.
Hand me your phone and I will type your message. It's something I say a lot.
Okay. I'll be freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. What do you think, Hero? We make a skeleton out of this, take out all of the flowery, yeah, that's one of the words I can't say. Take out a lot of the extra fluff in terms of the qualifying of what's going on in that document, and strip it down to just the steps of procedures. You should be okay with that, right? As a starting point, anyway. Yeah.
I think it's too easy almost for me to have an opinion about it, because
Okay.
I can easily just like think up exactly how I would tackle it if it were me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. But
Mm-hmm.
I almost like rather like um, you kind of like take the lead in deciding some of the things. I think some things are really worth asking everybody. Um, I think like some things like you can just um, um, take the lead first and show us. Otherwise, it becomes um, like if you keep asking me, I can easily just keep uh, responding uh, the exact question you ask me because when anybody asks me the question, I just respond with my thoughts, and I can like too easily do that, and I don't want to do that um, almost. So I'm trying to almost like not to have an opinion, not to have a not to express how I would go about it. Rather, yeah, maybe someone else or you can decide the exact steps. I don't know if
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
me.
No, it's somewhat what I was attempting to do, right? Like, what's on this document is on this document already, and so if we just strip away like all the extra stuff that isn't describing like the steps, then we'll just have the steps that are there, right? And then we can go from there. Is what I was figuring. Then bring in Andre, who probably hasn't seen this as much as we have. Maybe he wants to change some things, uh, but you know. I think that'll pretty much be the lead we can take and um, go from there in terms of a standard of procedures.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good. So
All right, I'll
I
send the
definitely don't have a yeah. I think it's good.
yeah yeah okay. I'll send the doc to Andre. Then I'll strip it down, put it in a paper doc or something, and ping it folks that were in these last couple sessions who may want to uh, join in on any changes, but should be a meeting with Andre not too soon after that, and ability to start it in the active issues after that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But you do get what I mean, right? Like,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
ask me,
yeah.
like, I can just tell you what I think. Uh,
Yeah. That's the idea, though. It's it's sense making. It's uh, but yeah, we want to make sure to get as much participation from as many angles as possible. But like you said, I think a lot of times it just ends up being it's kind of like what we see in the issues
yeah,
lodging, right? Like
yeah,
this one, it's really the rep, right? It has all the responsibility of putting
yeah,
it into a form, and then like everybody else gets to like tag on to that. But it's really the bulk of it is that somebody has to like initiate.
yeah.
Somebody has to
Somebody
initiate.
has to. I think it's
Yeah, and
um
that's a trait of life, right? It's path maker.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I want to like give other people more the chance to
yeah,
do that. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't want to be like I just want to contribute, but I don't want to like because other people feel like they are new and they can't say it. I want to
Hmm.
encourage them to even if they think their opinion is not good, but like
Hmm.
state the opinion. So
Yeah.
something can be it, like can be kicked off.
Hmm. For sure. But ultimately, you can't control that, right?
Yeah,
all of us can't control. We can kind of create the like atmosphere as best as possible, best we know how. Like even being aware of like how to achieve autonomy or horizontal structures is a big due diligence, a step of due diligence. But one of the most arduous parts of bottom up systems is precisely what you're describing. Is like a lot of folks I think get very used to being told what to do throughout a given day or what have you, and I have a big a big blocker with that. Even with taking lead or initiating certain things, you know, a lot of these documents, you know, we're putting together, you know, but it's not it's it's still not like you do this or do this in this time type of thing. It almost because it doesn't lend itself to a true alignment, right? A true alignment of time, true alignment of you know what you know ability to make a living possibly, right? Like all of these different things come into the picture along with like alignment with the core values and concepts and things like this. But yeah, it's one of the it's one of the reasons why in the intake form the taking of inventory is so important, right? The taking inventory from all those different angles is so that it can engender uh, a feeling of having something to contribute, right? If I see something in your inventory and I mention it, right, like I tried to do in some of the first sessions we were having in that, you know, using that Figma doc and that intake form, you know, I would call out something that I remembered from folks' inventory and mention how valuable it was for bridge work over here or innovation over here or something that I know you know it's miraculous for me. You know, it would be a miracle if I could do it, but you're a natural at it, right? These type of things are what I think encourage folks to use their voice the most. And you know, being able to lead your own meeting is a big point of creating atmosphere of horizontality as well that we've spoken to in the past. I know Doc has mentioned too recently, and yeah, we have to see those things through. But even then, right, like there's no guarantee that folks are going to use their power, right? And so I like that phrasing from Merrick, and I already included into the intake form after our meeting that one day around finding your voice, right? In order to use your voice, your power, you have to find it first. Usually, coming from top-down systems of extraction, where you're told you don't have much to offer, because if you were told that you had a lot to offer, they'd have to pay you more, right? Or they'd have to treat you different, right? And so, yeah, I think this is one of the most arduous parts of any kind of bottom-up system design, right? But I think this space we may be least. That may be one of the least of our problems, right? You go to, say we came from prestigious backgrounds and we're going to some rural place with folks who hardly spoke the same language as us. There's no money flowing through their economy whatsoever, as opposed to the even in bear markets, it seems like there's still a lot of money flowing through these crypto spaces and Web3 spaces. If we were in that world, right, it would be even that much harder to get folks comfortable and feeling like they could speak. And in this world, folks come from all different angles and usually are fairly comfortable speaking, from whatever angle that they come from, right? Whether it's a Bitcoin angle or NFT angle or governance and, all these different things. But yeah, hopefully that made sense. But I feel you, to say the least.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, like the point you mentioned about, yeah, you can tell folks like they have a voice, but it's not necessarily that they will naturally know how to use it. Yeah, I think that point is very interesting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but even just reminding folks that your voice is your power, and
Yeah, yeah.
even that thing can be very
Yeah, maybe
encouraging.
that's what's needed more, I think, because
Yeah,
for me, I don't even, I think it's maybe just my personality or whatever. Like, I'm not even thinking like I'm using my voice because I want to voice up because I feel freedom or autonomy, or it's not
right.
like I have nothing to do with that. Like,
Mhm.
if you strip away all the indigenous stuff, even all the Web3 stuff.
Hmm.
I think it's just how I am.
You are.
Like if somebody asks me for something, or if I feel like I want to express something, I don't.
Hmm.
Um, it's not like I don't hold back. I don't think like I need to be afraid to express my opinion, because it's because my opinions are not hurting anyone, and I'm not arguing
Right.
or like for example uh condoning or like or
Combative. Yeah.
harming anybody with my words. So I don't feel there's any. I just think it's like I just express my thinking as politely as I can.
Hmm. One
So
of the things along, yeah, yeah. But one of the things the Longhouse does too is like remind people like speak up now if you have anything. Like don't hold it back because you
hmm,
could be taking something from the whole collective, right? Just like you're holding that particular thought back, right? Now, if it's not relevant or you know that it is just repetitive, then okay. But if you just have something on the tip of your tongue, but you're like there's just like that thing holding you back, whether it's the comfortability or things that other folks not that are not you may have, right? Sometimes that encouragement from the collective to like, come on, we need you, type of thing, right? Can help too. But there's a thin line between that and like, um, you know, interfering with somebody's own autonomy, right? Like
hmm,
maybe they genuinely just didn't, just the nod alone was all they had, right? But that's okay, But it's the holding back when you have something that could be harmful, right?
hmm.
And yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of these different like little things we've seen the Longhouse do, we could all learn to do better. But it's yeah, yeah. Yeah, sorry I cut you. Sorry.
No, no,
So
no.
that's
That's
kind of
that's all really. I think the question originally was what we're gonna do next, and that went from, yeah, like I think you could just initiate the next step. And I know, like, you're not even in you're supposed to be in the turtle clan, so maybe you feel like it's maybe more of a wolf work. But I just think like because we haven't had many wolves starting the first issue, so maybe you could help being that wolf to begin with, to show other wolves the way.
Yeah, yeah. I'm afraid of breaking the protocol though. If like
Oh,
if Turtle Clan like lodges the issue, I think it should be still Wolf Clan lodging the issue,
okay.
like kicking it off. But like what we have been doing so far, right, is very much what Wolf Rep would be doing, right? Like
Yeah,
technically, I shouldn't be forming any issues either, but we've pretty much formed all the issues, and so that's understanding that we don't have a wolf rep though, right? But it would be different though, I think, for like a turtle clan or a bear clan to start off the active issues. But there's nothing wrong with helping a wolf clan get to that point, which is what we've been doing up till now. We've all been helping
yeah,
form these issues, and so now it's just a matter of the wolf clans lodging those issues and kicking it off so that as a turtle clan, I can start to bring together the turtles around the issue, because eventually everybody's responsible for uh, getting the issue underway, right?
yeah,
Within their own clans. It's just that it's
yeah.
initiated path is
I
made
guess
by
if
the wolf.
you want to give clarity to everybody, and that's what you
Mm-hmm.
could say, right? Like, yeah, you are um, in the turtle clan, but just for the purpose of um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and all these things have been like we've been doing on the community call to get the SOP issue identified and stuff. It's all
Right.
wolf work, just for everybody's clarification, and I'm only doing this for the purpose of so and so, but because this and that. But actually, I'm a Turtle Clan guy, just
Right.
doing the temporary wolf work to,
Right.
um,
Get it.
yeah, kick things off. So we have a set of examples for other peoples to follow in the future, like model examples or whatever.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, we can give that caveat for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, I have a hard stop right about now. Sorry,
cool.
Nat. Hopefully Doc can catch. You guys can feel free to keep going without me too. Maybe debrief Nat for me. I know we just did a lot of debriefing we had some new folks with us, Nat, and then we spent some time speaking of stripping down the consensus flow one pager that we have, stripping it down for uh, a standard of procedures, and that's pretty much the bulk of today's session, May. But I'm sorry
Yeah,
I gotta miss you guys.
I'll give Nat a quick update.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Cool. Quickly. Nice
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I came on a bit late.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, just on the talk that we're doing. Are you gonna? Who's gonna do the presenting? Just while you're here, Harold. Are you gonna
Yeah,
do the presenting? Yeah.
yeah. I gave you the thumbs up for that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
I can do the pre-recording. And what days will it be?
It will just be the 11th of August. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I can do it live if you. Maybe I can have both just in case. But I can.
Yeah. We'll have both set up just in case. But I was gonna say that I put some notes in there about what to send over. So if you can just send me over now, just like a headshot, and then like what you would title yourself in the advox, like as your position, and then what I'll do is I'll present it as you with a picture for the advox. You know, I'm trying to say Stacks Advocates program, and then I can make you a speaker's card for it. You know what I'm trying to say to you, because that's what I do with all the speakers. So I'm just doing those last
Yeah,
night and tonight. So
yeah.
if you get me over that soon, then yeah, I'll get that done and I can start pushing out a little, and also maybe just a profile about yourself, two lines about yourself, like, or what you do, just so that I can write, because I normally write about 300-word article about each speaker, just to say, yeah, this is what the person's doing and what they've been doing, what they're speaking about. So yeah.
Yeah, I should have the blurb for you quickly. I'm looking. Here's a headshot that I think Ryder might have recently put in the chat. Yeah. Here, I'll catch you.
So just to give an idea of what I write, it's not even 300 words. It's actually 150 words, but the rest of it kind of makes it up to just under 300. So yeah, I just posted that in the chat there, and that's what I did. That's Ileana's one, but I did I do one for everybody, so I can just give a description on the person and what they're going to be talking about.
Okay. Yeah, so I just added you for the headshot, and yeah, I should have a blurb. Yeah, I should have a blurb for you too soon. Let me see. I might have to change a few words. Let's see. See. I'll get something a little bit more advocates focused for you soon. I thought I had something I could just send to you, but
Yeah, man. Look, Harold, it's not a super duper rush. It's just, as I said to the other two speakers that I've confirmed so far, the quicker you confirm and give me those few pieces, we can work on however you deliver the presentation afterwards. Because however, people ain't gonna know that until the day comes. But at least if I can get the advertisements up on what people's gonna talk about, it makes the event excitement. It gives us some content to put out before the event.
Let me see. I know, there's. I'm just trying to pick. We have a bunch of little blurbs floating around, and so I'm just trying to pick what might be the best for us. Let's see. I feel like I don't want to leave you because I have something that should be.
Nah, bro, listen, you got fucking a hard stop, bro. Like you just you need to go do what you're doing, yeah, and then just like just to drop it in there now. So if your Discord starts picking off, then it's me probably saying to you, yo, bro, where's that?
Mm-hmm. Let me see. I think it may be more than 300 words, but let me see.
Yeah, man, don't worry about it. I'll change. I'll slap it together. I'll slap something together with it.
All right.
Edit it a little bit.
This is 380.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So
that's cool. You have a longer article than everybody else, bro. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you don't have to keep all of this, and it's not even in article form.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'll take it and I'll take the key information from it and I'll just do it in my own words.
All right, bet. Here.
It's fine, bro. It's fine. Trust me, man.
Here you go.
I got bored of writing like I got bored of rapping. So it's just like, it's easy, bro. I'll fix something together.
Beautiful. Here. Copied. Here it is.
Yeah, bam. Yeah, that headshot's there. That's a nice headshot.
I don't have too many pictures, man. So that's fine.
Yeah. Don't worry, man.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost in the music world. I keep saying this to people. I changed my music profile, put a blank picture there, bro. Like, I'm a ghost. I don't do this face thing, bro. I've only been doing it for the past year, so yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, all right, cool. That's fine, man. That's fine, bro. I'll grab from that and I'll grab the headshot, slap it together, and yeah, bro. That's it.
All right. Beautiful. All right, man. I'm glad I caught you.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, last thing. I was asking, one last thing. Is there a logo that we have for Stacks Advocates, specifically?
A local, like in the UK?
No, like a logo.
A logo. Oh, yeah, if you go to the Advocates GitHub, that's what we're using for now. Let me see. Where are we?
Okay, the Stacks, is that the Stacks community governance logo? Yeah, the white one with the Stacks symbol and kind of like photo around the side, the frame.
No, actually, we saw we started playing with the turtle, wolf, and bear, so I can get you this.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. That's why I said it in the chat, because I did remember there was a conversation about that.
Yeah, I'm just sending you over the Advocates link right now. Yeah, it's Advox. Here you go. This is what it looks like. Tell me what you want, if you want something else.
Perfect. Nah, bro. Harold, chill, bro. Chill. We good, bro. We good. We got it, bro. We got it. Go to your meeting, bro. It's great speaking to you, catching up, bro.
Go.
Yeah.
Cool. See you guys soon.
Nice one.
Have a good one.
Love, bro.
What's up?
Catch me up, hero. Catch me up.
What's up? My fellow Bitcoiner.
Yeah, bro, I'm here, man. I'm here. Orange.
Is a dog Bitcoiner too, or is he more like?
Doc's a Bitcoiner, man. Doc's a Bitcoiner, right?
Awesome.
Like as he said in his story, right? I'll tell you the particulars of Doc's story, right? So listen, Doc's journey into cryptocurrency was, I was banging on to him about it for like a whole year, right? Like, and those guys, like, I was playing tournaments with those guys online, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not dropping out of this one, guys. Like, I got a trade that I want to put on, and everyone's going to be like, bro, like, it's Bitcoin stuff. So I pulled Doc aside once and I said to him, bro, I really think that you've got an aptitude to be able to learn this stuff, bro. Yeah. And I think it would do good for your life just to learn about this stuff in general. Yeah. Right. So I brought him to the side. I said to him, okay, Bitcoin. There was another guy that we were gaming with as well that he was very interested. So I kind of ran them through the Bitcoin. I gave them the cryptocurrency guide that's on my website. And they both looked through it. Doc then came back to me, maybe about 6 months later. He's like, "Oh, so listen, let me tell you this. He's like, yeah. So I got myself some crypto, bro. So I said, don't tell me, yeah, right? You bought Dogecoin or Shiba or something like that, didn't you? Yeah, right. And he's like, yeah. I bought some Dogecoin, right? So I'm like, but bro, like, I knew you was gonna buy, like, not Bitcoin, innit? Like I said to you to buy Bitcoin, bro. Like, why did you buy anything else? He's like, yeah. But the Doge, man, like, I made like $1,000 of this Doge, and I'm like, bro, listen. Like, take some of that Doge, take a percentage above 50, bro, yeah, and exchange that for some BTC right now, yeah, and then do what you want with the rest, bro, yeah. And he's like, oh, half of it, bro, half of it. Are you sure? And I'm like, bro, listen, all right, I'll tell you what you to do. Take $100, bro, and buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, right? After you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin, bro, then we're gonna have a talk about this. Spoke to him about it. I said, go and read a bit more into Bitcoin and shit. So I don't know, how long was it, Doc? Maybe a couple of days. You called me back, and then you was like, bro. I read up on Dogecoin. I read up on Bitcoin. I read up on Shiba. I've read up on Ethereum. I've read up on all. He's like, bro, Bitcoin's really the one, isn't it? Like, so he's like, yeah. So I sold like most of my Doge, like, like I bought Bitcoin, and from there on, he's just never looked back. I think he had to pay some bills or something at the time, so he took like some of the profit as well to pay some bills, and then that was it. And since then, he's just orange pilled, bro. That's it, isn't it? Now he hands out orange pills as well.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Doc. I think your mic is fucked. Maybe check your Wi-Fi.
And I was laughing as he was telling
Doc, I think you're on 2G, bro.
You're in Matrix.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but back to your comment. I think it's almost like 8 out of 10 people need to go through that process. I think it's pretty normal almost, because it's kind of like against your natural instinct to just take the advice of someone and just buy one currency when there's
Yeah.
like thousands. You just have the natural incline to you know to be curious about other ones. But then you always come back to Bitcoin.
But more than that, Hero, I think what it is a case of, you're already looking at the decimals the way that you're looking at the decimals. We're looking at, the value proposition of a currency, right? So let's say I said to him, change that now and buy some euros or something like that, right? You're looking at the denomination of the currency.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
when you don't understand it, you just look at the denomination and it's just nothing else. Like,
Yeah.
everybody that you tell about Bitcoin will go, oh, Bitcoin's already whatever price, so what if I buy this one? It will go to the same price.
I think unfortunately, like, it's actually quite a complex subject, because it's a convergence of so many different subjects, right? Economics, money history, and many things. So it takes like good 100 hours to begin to understand and scratch the surface. So yeah, the denomination, that's not something you can just digest one day and next day you think in a new denomination, because all your life we've been living on the fiat, and it's just very yeah, it takes time to switch that mental mindset, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And also, like for example, like stock market, like it keeps going up, but it's only because the denomination that it's in. Like if you switch the denomination of stocks into gold or say Bitcoin, like it's down terrible, but it keeps going up. But like in Argentina, when they had currency devaluation or debasement, their stock market is also going up. So like just because stock market is going up doesn't mean your numbers. Yeah, your number on your phone when you open the app is, oh my god, you're up like 300%, but your currency is also like debasing like 350%. So you're minus 50% every year. Um,
Exactly.
but that takes time to get. That's not something you learn like in a week. I think you
And
need like 100 hours minimum to study Bitcoin. I think minimum.
and on top of all of that, hero, yeah, you got to remember again, everyone's still got bills or taxes or some shit to pay.
Yeah,
So, like,
real
because of
life.
that, even all of us that have been in the space, you know, for a minute, for let's say last bull run or whatever, yeah, at least I'd say, right. Even a lot of us from there, we don't understand everything. We can't, like what we say sometimes. I'm a shit trader, but I'm good at this, or I'm a great developer, but I'm not very good at this. Everyone has different places, economic places in which they start off from, also, and different journeys with the economic side of it.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then, as you said, it's grasping that side of both the economics and the technology. As we know, traditional finance guys, they do not grasp the technology side of it,
mm.
and technologists don't really grasp, the the monetary side, the economic side all the time. And also there's, quite funny enough, the law side. People don't take
Mm.
into account the law side of it as well, the regulation or the non-regulation of things. Um so all of those things, as you said, comes together when you've got crypto. You have to, or Bitcoin, you have to think about, this is an economic change, this is also a technological change, and then on the third hand, as I said, it's a societal, like you said, a mindset change. Yeah. um Even in the way that we think about economics, because the way that we think about, we're used to economics, is always been Western economics. Yeah. Whereas crypto and Bitcoin falls more slightly into Austrian economics.
Yeah, yeah,
So and like you said, it takes that first 100 hours with anything, for you to be able to have a real grasp on what you're doing, um, and start to actually to utilize, these things properly. So yeah, man, it is a bit of a change. Doc, have you off 2G now? You made it to 3G.
What you in?
Yeah, there you go, bro. You were sounding like a robot before, bro. Like,
Yeah. No, so that was like my car audio, and I don't know. I think it's just bad cell reception where I'm at. I'm actually at Big Boy with my daughter right now, but so I wanted to chime in with what you were saying. as I was falling in, as you were telling my story. So what had happened and what had brought me into stacks though is after I was purple pilled by Atlas. Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to focus on multiple things at once, hon. So after I was purple pilled by orange pilled by Atlas, he came to me. He's like, "Yo, bro, I want you to help with something." I said, "What you got?" He's like, "We got a project going on." I said, "What you mean?" He says, "It's a NFT project. We're going to be doing like a digital clothing project on." Is an NFT project. I said, "What you mean?" He says, "But bro, we're basically doing it on Bitcoin." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And my ears
Bro,
kind of hurt.
hold on. The hero. The man was ready to rip my head off. He was like, I thought we're not into all this NFT shit, like shit coins and shit. He was like,
That's amazing.
Right. So I was properly orange pilled, right? It became like, okay, hold on though. So it became, heavily into Bitcoin. And then he comes at me with that, and I'm just like, bro, no, I'm not on ETH, that. I'm not doing this. And when he tells me we're doing it on Stacks, which is essentially built on Bitcoin, I was like, okay. So I started diving in a little bit. And once I kind of dove in, I was just kind of all in with it. He then brought me into like the Stacks Advocates with Ryder, and from there, it just kind of grew out. I made a couple of collections to kind of try and help sustain myself as we go about this journey.
Your Matrix in it.
Huh? Oh no, not the Matrix again.
You're back. Fine.
Okay, cool. But yeah, that's essentially my story into Bitcoin. And Stacks is through Atlas. We've known each other for quite a while. I don't know. I don't know. Atlas, Battlefield 3, 10, 12 years ago. What is it?
It would have been right. Let's settle this because we keep having this. Sorry, hero. Right, this is some shit we keep having back in the back. We keep getting this length of time wrong, right? So let's actually look this up, right? Because we can find it. There is a point that I can find it. So you lot carry on while I go and find out that point.
I keep having. Hold on. I keep having to mute up because my daughter's trying to talk to me at the same time as well. So.
Atlas, on that.
Yo, yeah. So me and Doc have known each other since 2011. And the reason why I could put that up is because, as you've heard before, we started off playing Battlefield 3 together online, and we both bought it on the drop date. So the drop date of that was the 25th of October 2011. So there were lots in the first week. There were like lots of that you couldn't get into the game basically. Like even to download the game for the first day, like it was taking people ages because it was like I think they were the first people to do this concept of you can buy the game on a disc, but then most of the game was online, so you would still have to download some of the core features. So yeah, for like the first 2 or 3 days, you couldn't download the game at all. Like, so people were just waiting for the game to download. Then after, I think it's like the first maybe day or two, people were getting like the first multiplayer mode, but they didn't have all the maps. So what would happen is you'd end up being able to play one multiplayer mode, and the game would be downloading in the background still. So after the game, it would always crash out and go back to that loading screen where you're still downloading the game or whatever parts of the game. So I think if I can remember correctly, me and my cousin were playing, and we was in the same house, but he had his PlayStation, I had my PlayStation, two separate rooms, and like we're both downloading, having this crash screen thing. So we jump into Battlefield, we're playing the game or whatever, and we ended up trolling each other. This is literally how me and Doc met, right? Um, so we're trolling each other, right, in this Battlefield game, right? So you've got like the medic class in Battlefield, right? So we all play hardcore. Me and my cousin, we always from Call of Duty, we play hardcore like all the time, hardcore mode on everything, right? So put the game on the highest difficulty when we start the game. That's what we do. So what happens now is we go into this hardcore game, and in hardcore, obviously, you can shoot each other, it's friendly fire. So we shoot Doc. No, Doc shoots my cousin, right? By accident, I think it was, right? At the time. So he shoots him by accident, and my cousin now respawns, shoots Doc. So they start obviously having their fucking shooting match back and forth, like, trolling each other, whatever. So there was a thing that you could do with the medic class is where you could just keep reviving somebody because you're on the same team. Obviously, we're all on the same team and it's friendly fire. So you could revive somebody and it would kill their kill death ratio. So you just like revive somebody that's on your team and then you shoot them. And if you're doing it with two people, one person can revive them and the other person's waiting so that they can't shoot you when they get revived. Yeah, so they get revived and the other person shoots them again, right? So we're doing that to each other for about half an hour till we've completely forgotten that game. So afterwards, yeah, like we've added each other in it and we've just jumped on the mic and everyone's screaming at each other, oh fuck you, like you've revived me and fuck you, you're trolling me, whatever, blah blah blah. And then we just became friends in it. So we started doing it to other people, like in Battlefield matches, and we just used to kill guys KDs. Like, so really assholes will come on the mic and be like, oh fuck you guys, where you from, whatever, like bullshit trollers. We would troll the trollers. That's what our thing was in Battlefield 3. So that's how me and Doc met, like literally just trolling people.
Sounds pretty good, man. That's amazing how you guys met. Hey, Kaylee.
Hey, Kaylee, how's it going?
Kaylee.
Hey guys, what's up?
Just talking about
Oh, can you
Indigenous
guys hear me?
stuff. No.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary here. Nothing to see.
Oh.
So maybe I'll give you guys a rundown of today or debrief.
I mean, I heard you guys are talking about gaming.
Oh, we were just talking about how they met.
Yeah.
How Nat and Doc.
Because
Because they're like a duo. They're like a duo, basically. And they came into the ecosystem sort of together, almost.
Oh, cool. Pretty cool. Yeah.